Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Liz and I'm going vegan while doing things a little extra each time. And today I've got a great coffee review for you. We're gonna be talking about coffee that comes with instructions. So let's get into it. The coffee that I tried is actually part of a coffee subscription. So I guess this is more of like a coffee subscription review. Either way, you may have heard of them before. It is Cometeer. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they are a very sustainable coffee brand, or so they make it seem. All of their packaging is fully curbside recyclable. The coffee actually comes in aluminum pods that are fully recyclable as well. And then they say, as a company, whatever grinds they are left with, whatever grounds they're left with, they send it off to be like fertilizer, like they're doing their own recycling on their end. So all in all, sounds really cool. Not much like excess packaging comes with it. Like I said, the packaging is fully recyclable anyway, but you're going to get it in this huge box that has dry ice in it, and then just your pods, and that's it. You'll open it up and you see this instruction sheet. So the whole deal with Cometeer is that it's frozen coffee. Stay with me. Frozen coffee. Think of like coffee concentrate, but frozen. That's kind of the vibes you get with Cometeer. Everything, that's why there's dry ice, that's why your package arrives frozen, and you want to store these in your freezer. Yeah, storing coffee in your freezer to keep it fresh. They have a really long shelf life. It is 18 plus months. So by all means, you could stock up and be set for a while. Like, you want to hoard coffee, you can hoard coffee as long as you have freezer space. You can put your pods also in the fridge. They will stay fresh for 72 plus hours, they say, which isn't that bad when you're like someone like me who's drinking coffee almost every day, if not every day. So I think that's really cool. And so you can make this hot, iced, like as a latte, like whatever you want. Like, these are still really versatile even though they're frozen. So let's talk about that frozenness, shall we? So yeah, so your pods come frozen. Here's one that I've already used, but here, aluminum. And yeah, this is frozen when you take it out, and it looks just like a K-cup, doesn't it? Just like a K-cup. So the difference is inside is where your frozen coffee concentrate is. Do you see that? So it's kind of like a frozen puck. All you do is you rinse this under hot water, warm water, for like 5 to 10 seconds to loosen it, dump the puck in your mug, and then put hot water over it, and you are just left with gorgeous, gorgeous coffee. This is that pod that I just showed you turned into coffee. Like, doesn't get any easier. So that's how you can make it hot. Get ready though. You can also, because they are like K-cup pods, you can use them in your Keurig. If you'd rather just straight shoot it in your Keurig, you can do that. There's instructions for it. If you want to have it iced, they recommend leaving it in the fridge first, like whatever capsule you want to use, leaving it in the fridge to defrost and fully melt, and then you can just dump that into water, and there you go. Or if you're like me, you can still make it just hot, let it go cold, and then dump it over some ice. It's a really cool option. I know it sounds very like futuristic, kind of like, what are we doing here? What's the point? I don't know. Maybe am I a millennial who just like bought into this new hype fad? Maybe. But as a coffee drinker And as someone who also has extreme anxiety and doesn't have caffeine as much as I used to, this is a great option. Like, I am a total like self-proclaimed like little coffee connoisseur type of person. Like, I want quality coffee and I want it like done as properly and as freshly as possible. So when I'm someone who, you know, even if I'm grinding my beans to cup, like to use, I find that they still will go stale more quickly now that I'm not drinking like 4 or 5 cups of coffee a day. So this is just a really nice option to just have something in my freezer at all times whenever I want, and it's still like a single use, fully, like I said, like recyclable and everything. So I feel a little good about that, and I'm spoiler alert, really enjoying them. I want to talk about like the value though, because as you can tell, I mean, is this a bougie subscription service? Kind of. I kind of get where they're coming from, because the coffee that they're sourcing and providing is from really good brands. And I'm sure whatever this frozen technology they're saying and having to put it all together, I'm sure that does contribute to driving up the cost. But there's codes online that you can find to get like a cheaper in, and that's what I did. So disclaimer, this is not sponsored, nothing. I just did this on my own. I wanted to try it. But yeah, I just found like a referral code online and I was able to get my first box for I think like $40. And that was a sampler. They have like a little quiz when you go to their site that's like, how do you prefer your coffee? Like, how do you like your coffee? How do you prefer it? And they'll recommend boxes on that. Mine ended up being a sampler because I like a little bit of everything. I like lattes, I like it hot, I like it iced, whatever it may be. So they sent me a light blend, 2 medium blends, and a dark blend. I got 4 boxes. I believe there's 8 pods in total in them for 32 pods total. So mine came out to like $1 and some change per cup. Again, remember, this is a subscription. So they have it where you can install it, I believe, up to 4 weeks, which is what I did. And at the 4-week mark, every month or whatever, whenever you set it to you want to get new coffee, for the 4 boxes, it was going to be $64. I will just give you a moment to process that. Yes, $64 to get coffee. But I do believe, I don't think I like paid extra shipping or anything. I think that like is including the shipping, which, you know, for frozen items is always like, at least in my area, is like $20 itself. So I tried to like rationalize it in my brain that way, but it's hefty. Like, there's just no way around it. That's a lot of money for coffee. For anything really, but for coffee, when you can go to even like your nicest local beanery or roaster and pay like $20 for like a whole pound or 2 bag that you then like freshly grind yourself or have them grind for you. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's cost effective, because I don't actually know that it is. I think for me right now, it feels doable, purely because, like I mentioned, I am not consuming tons of coffee all the time anymore. If I was, and I was drinking like multiple pods a day, I could see myself easily spending the $64, like maybe not every week, but like every 2 weeks. And that's over $100 a month at that point, just on coffee. Which, again, I know some of us like totally do that on like Starbucks and Dunkin' and all these other like cafes, but totally up to you. I'm just putting it out there. I think it's like a little expensive. Maybe when more people like get into it, it'll help drive the price down, but I don't know. What I will say is that the coffee quality is at least really good. Like, okay, is it like a delicate pour over cup? No, it's not gonna be like that. But does it taste like instant coffee? No, does it taste like a regular K-Cup? No, it is still next level, as if you like had these nice coffee brands and tried to like brew them yourself. But it's kind of at like the optimum brew every time, because it's like just frozen at like the right point. So I have brands like Joe Coffee, Counterculture. I've talked about Counterculture before, even like on my Instagram. I love their coffees. They have low acidity. So if that's something that like bugs you about coffee or like your insides, Counterculture is a great little coffee brand to try. But yeah, I was very surprised when they came, because I didn't get to see the brands before they shipped. They just said like, you get the sampler with the, you know, the variety. And then when I opened it, I was like, oh, cool. Like these, and so that like made me feel better too, because I was like, oh, like legit brand that I know. So yeah, they've partnered with these great coffee brands. So you know the coffee isn't gonna be like total crap. And it's delicious. I have liked all of them. I have tried one of each, a couple of each of all 4 boxes at this point, and they've all been so good. They all respond well to having creamer in them. The only thing that I will caveat is, I don't know if it's like because I'm using non-dairy creamer, but I think the acidity in some of them is too high or higher than normal, because it does tend to make my oat-based creamer like break. And so you have to do that thing where you like stir it every 2 seconds to like make it all come together again. It's not like it tastes bad or anything. It's just like not aesthetically pleasing, but that's just something to look for if you're like concerned about that. I haven't tested it with any other types of creamers, because the only ones that I use personally are oat-based, for the extra creaminess, but you could try it with whatever. I'm sure with like dairy products, it would probably be like a non-issue, but we don't do that in my corner, my little vegan corner of the world. So the other thing is, when you get these coffees, especially if you get like the variety pack, they tell you like what they're best for. So like the light roast is best if you drink it black, and the medium roast can stand up to cream. And I'm assuming the dark roast is kind of what they're saying, like you could use for like a latte, but that also holds up to cream in it. Make of this what you will. I just think it's a really nifty subscription service. I've tried numerous coffee subscriptions in the past. One of them, very notable, that a lot of influencers partner with, they just don't hit like Cometeer has. So the other thing that I love is, if you are like me and you have anxiety or whatever, you have to avoid caffeine for whatever reason, another great thing is they clearly label on each box the caffeine contents. So every single one that I got, it says that it's 180 milligrams per capsule. Like I said, I got the sampler pack. I don't know if that varies in any way if you like continue and like start getting like different coffees and everything, but all 4 boxes that I got are 180 milligrams. I hope maybe this inspires you to give Cometeer a try, or just like pique your interest. If you are at all interested, I will have my referral code down below. Again, like I said, this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. Just trying to like help a sustainable company out, and also help you out with getting delicious coffee for a much cheaper price. I hope you liked this review. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and while you're at it, hit the notification bell and the subscription button next to it, so you can just be notified when new videos come out. If there's any other coffee subscription services you want me to try, or that you're just curious about, or anything else that's like coffee related, let me know in the comments down below. I will see you all next time. Bye.